Alexa, play She's Bad. Hey, hey, she bad, she bad, she bad, she bad, she bad. Alright guys, so I'm back today with another mukbang video. Okay, so today is going to be the assumption video. And I just figured since you guys enjoyed the last mukbang so much, some of you did, some of you didn't, but most of you did, we're going to go ahead and do another one. But this time around, we're going a little African, specifically Cameroonian style food. So here we have fish. It is a grilled whole tilapia fish with some plantains and the hottest pepper known to mankind in here. I think somebody must have drove to hell to get the peppers that they used to make this, because this shit is hot. Of course, we got our drink on because you know we grown. Let me take a quick bite of this fish. For those of you guys who don't know, okay? Cameroon, my country, is known for the best grilled fish to mankind. Y'all can fight me on this. I know there's quite a few other African countries that be acting like that made better fish, but y'all know Cameroon fish is where it's at. The sauce is what makes it, and it's a secret country recipe, girl. The assumption video is where people write their assumptions about you, and you answer them and tell them if it's correct, if it's false, whatever. I never heard of this video, but I asked you guys to give me video ideas, and this was overwhelmingly the most requested video that I do. So I'm sure y'all had a whole bunch of assumptions about me that y'all wanted to get out. So let's get started. I'm going to start with Instagram, and then we're going to move to YouTube. So the first assumption is that I have a small circle of friends. Now, I would say that assumption is mostly true. I know people, but for people that I really call friends, it's not a whole lot. It's not a ton. It takes a while for me to, I either trust you from jump or I don't trust you at all. So that has made my circle of friends pretty small. Yeah, so I would say, yeah, I do have quite a small circle of friends, and I love it. The next assumption actually comes from somebody that I've known. I've met her. Did her wedding makeup when we lived in Ohio. She says, I actually thought you were mean until I met you in person 6 years ago to do my makeup for my wedding. A lot of people always assume that I'm not nice, that I'm mean, that I have an attitude, but that's just my face. I don't know. But I feel like I'm always smiling. I feel like I always have a smile on my face, so I don't even know why people think that. I'm about to try this pepper. And I know it's going to kill me. I just know it. Hopefully she didn't make it too hot today, because... Ooh, that shit is hot. That's hot. The next assumption is that I'm fun to go out with. Don't threaten me with a good time. Do not threaten me with a good time, because I will show up and show out. That's what I have to say. The next assumption is... Y'all are wildin', man. Y'all are wildin' with these assumptions. Your ex still follows you on social media and gets jealous whenever you go out or look fire. We still follow each other on social media, yes. But he's never been the type to get jealous over me having a good time. He's not mad or jealous now, so that's what it is. Next one is, you are a very strong and independent woman, and you're also a loner. Well, I think I've had a discussion in the past about the whole strong and independent thing. I am strong and independent-ish, but I don't think I'm the most independent woman out there, and I'm okay with that. I've never really had to be. I've always had, like, I'm the youngest in my family, so I've always kind of had somebody, quote unquote, taking care of me in some way, shape, or form. Even though I can't take care of myself, I don't want to. I don't want to. So that's that. I know a lot of people will probably feel a certain way about that. The only thing about this fish is, girl, the bones. There's bones everywhere. But it's so good. Yes, but I have spoken about this whole independent thing. I am independent, but not in the sense that most people think now these days. Like, there's certain things that I don't feel like I should do. I just don't feel like I should do them. I will do them, but I don't feel like I should do them forever. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Next one is, my assumption is that you prefer California. Now, I don't know if I prefer California. I definitely miss California. California is such a gorgeous, beautiful state. I will always miss living there. You can do everything. And the temperature is amazing. You can go to the beach. You can go to a concert. You can go to the mountains. There's just so much to do in California that Houston just lacks. You know what I mean? But I can have fish. I can have fish every day if I want in Houston. So it's kind of a give and take. There's things that I love about both places. I do miss California, but I wouldn't say that I prefer California. Does that make sense? Yeah. Next one, I assume that you are a really nice person where people think you're mean. Assumption correct, girl. I don't even have to say anything else. I'm a very nice person, but most people don't even ever approach me because they assume that I'm mean. Another assumption, which this came up a lot, is that I don't want kids. Wrong. I do want kids. That's what I'm going to say and move forward. Another assumption is that you are a homebody. That couldn't be further from the truth. I am not a homebody at all. And if I'm friends with you and you're a homebody, our friendship probably isn't going to last because I'm going to keep calling you and be like, girl, what you want to do? Girl, let's do this. Girl, let's do that. And if I always get the answer, oh, let's just stay home. Girl, you're not going to hear from me no more because I work hard and I want to go out and have a good time, okay? It doesn't matter if that's going out to get massage, if that's brunch, if that's a lounge, if that's a club, whatever it is. I just want to go out and I want to live life and I want to have a good time. Next one is, my assumption is that you are dating someone. Why y'all always trying to start some mess? I'm not dating anyone. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time, honey, okay? I'm having a good old time, okay? You come off as a stuck-up person. No offense, just my assumption. I don't know how I come off as a stuck-up person. Y'all have to explain it to me. I feel like I'm very nice. I'm very relatable. I'm very approachable. I am kind to everybody that comes up to me. Unless I know you from somewhere and you've done some stuff to me, okay? That's when you get the rude, and I'm not afraid to show it. But just to random people, I'm never rude, so I don't understand. So, next one is that you do not speak French. What, girl? I think you just wrote that so you would hear me speak French. So here we go. Oui, je parle français. Le français était ma première langue, mais à ce point-ci, ça devient ma deuxième langue parce que je suis en Amérique depuis très longtemps. J'ai perdu beaucoup mon français, mais je parle toujours le français. C'est comme ça que je communique avec mes frères, mes soeurs, mon papa, ma maman. C'est comme ça que je communique avec eux. Donc, je parle le français. There you go, ma'am. I do speak French. I don't consider French to be my first language anymore just because I've been in the US for too long. I don't speak it enough. So there's a lot of words that I have to think about. So I consider English to be my first language now and French to be my second. So someone said, this is not an assumption, just curious to know your zodiac sign. My zodiac sign is Aquarius. Next assumption is that you're confident. I am confident 6 days out of the week. That 7th day sometimes can get to me, but most of the time I am confident. The next one is, I assume that you smoke weed. My brother is a police officer and I will not incriminate myself. That's what we're going to leave that one at. Next one is that you've been working for Sephora for 5+ years and that you're a manager. You will be correct. Although I took a break and went to Nordstrom for a while and I came back, but yes, you are correct. The next assumption also came up a lot. I assume that you got a divorce because your husband was unfaithful. First of all, honey boo, I did not get a divorce. I am kindly separated. I know. My husband was not unfaithful. I've said this before. Separation was not due to any abuse or any cheating. It was not. So I know it's hard for people to comprehend that some people can not be together and take some time apart, even though no one's cheating and no one is getting beat down. But it can happen. If you're in a healthy marriage, abuse and cheating are not the biggest issues you will have. You will have other issues that come up. So, no, you are wrong. I assume that you truly enjoy your quiet time, reset, and meditation. I do. I love my quiet time a little bit too much. I love my quiet time a lot, and I love to meditate. The next assumption is you're still very much in love with your husband. That's without saying. You don't just stop loving people like that. So, yeah. I love you so much, hon, but I often assume that you don't want children, hence the separation. I want children. Children has nothing to do with why we're separated. I want children. He wants children. I want children. He wants children. We both want children. Children have nothing to do with why we're separated. I very, 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 very much want kids, and I will have kids, okay? I assume that you're very confident and a go-getter. I'm very confident, but one thing that I'm working on myself in 2019 is to be more of a go-getter. Sometimes I can be a little complacent, which I don't like, and I know when I'm being complacent, and I don't like it, and it makes me be upset with myself, so I want to be more of a go-getter. So moving on to YouTube. Okay, let's start with the first assumption. My assumption is that you are very bougie. A lot of you guys have said this. A lot of people say this about me, so I'm just going to have to go ahead and just agree with y'all. I don't consider myself to be bougie because I feel like bougie is something that you work at. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you're consciously saying, I'm going to do this so I look like this. You know what I mean? I'm going to do this so that I seem like this. And that's not what I do. I'm just me. I'm just a classy girl who likes the finer things in life. My assumption is that you went to college, but you don't use your degree. I think you mentioned before you work at Sephora, but not sure if it is on the corporate or retail side. It's not on the corporate side. It is on the retail side. And yes, I do not do what I went to college for. My assumption is that you're a very super picky person. Picky with your food, picky with your clothes, how you keep your home. Girl, I am so picky. Sometimes I get on my own nerves. I am so picky and nitpicky. And if things aren't the way they're supposed to be, girl, my whole world turns upside down. My house has to be a certain way in order for me to function, especially my kitchen and my bathroom. Why is this so good? Why is it so good? Why you like this? Why are you so good? My assumption is that you're adjusting to Houston and loving it. I definitely am adjusting, and I'm definitely loving it. In the video where I talked about assumption, I talked briefly about me getting Botox, and you guys want to know more about it. I think I might have to just talk to you guys about me getting Botox in another video because I don't want this one to be about getting Botox, but I love it. I didn't get Botox everywhere. I just got in between my brows. I was getting 2 lines here, and they kept getting deeper and deeper. And yes, I know there's a lot of back and forth about Botox, but I have a friend that's a dermatologist and spoke to her before I went to go get the Botox, and I had a great experience with Botox. If you have lines and it runs in your family, if you have 11s and that runs in your family, if you have forehead lines and you're starting to see them, Botox is preventative, so you should get it before the lines get any deeper, because if they get deeper, then at that point you already aged. Just deal with it. My assumption is that you and hubby might be working things out. Well, child, from your mouth to God's ears is all I have to say. I assume that you and your husband see each other romantically on a month-to-month basis. Girl! She said romantically. I cannot confirm nor can I deny that statement. It's just going to have to hang in the air, girl. Do you mind telling your age? First of all, girl, that was not the task. The task was to give me an assumption, not ask me questions. But I will go ahead and answer your question. I am 33 years old. God, that's old. But I feel young, you know. My assumption is that you have a good heart. and are comfortable being on your own, meaning you don't need a man to feel complete. You are right. I don't need a man to feel complete, but I sure do need a man, girl. I've never felt like I needed somebody to be complete. I always felt like I was complete. I was done. I was me. Having a man is amazing. They don't complete me, but they're an extension of me, and I'm an extension of them. So works out. I assume that you will be so kind as to tell us what African dishes we can start out ordering if we've never ordered anything before. I pass places all the time. I love spicy food in my heart, but not in my gut. Girl, don't we all? Okay, so if you're going into an African restaurant, this is what you do. If they have fish, order fish, because the sauce is on the side and the fish isn't going to be spicy. And the fish is always very nicely done, especially if it's a Cameroonian restaurant. Do tell them your heat level, that you do not want anything too hot. If the waiter goes, don't order it, girl. It's too hot. It's too hot. Every time that they say, it's not that hot, though, it kills me every time. So don't be fooled. Ask questions. But what I would order if I went to an African restaurant is I would ask for some rice and stew with your choice of meat. You can have chicken, you can have beef, you can have goat. Never under any circumstances ask for assorted meats, okay? Because assorted meats has all kinds of mystery meat in there that I'm not finna eat, okay? I'm not finna eat no snails, and I'm not finna eat cow tongue and none of that. So ask for assorted meat at your own goddamn risk, okay? I'm not doing it. I will ask for rice and stew with your choice of meat. Start with chicken or beef. I really like goat. Goat has a very distinct taste though, so if you don't like it, don't order it. I assume that you and your husband are still best friends. You will assume right. He will remain my best friend for a long time. My assumption is that you're entering a space of peace with your new normal. You can count on one hand how many times you've been in love, as that is a rarity because you take it seriously. Therefore, you're all in with your union. Even though you'd rather stay and fight together, you love yourself more and chose to be in a healthy, healing space while moving through the grief of what could have been. If that is true, I commend you. I did the same thing by following my heart, knowing staying wasn't the best thing for me. I listened to my heart, saved me, and opened doors of happiness. I commend you for doing what's best for you. I am very at peace with my situation. I'm very much content with my decision. It has been a great decision, and I don't like to call it my decision because it was our decision. I'm very much happy with our decision. I do not fall in love very often. It's not easy for me to fall in love. I'm easy to fall in love with. It's easy for people to fall in love with me, and that sounds maybe like I'm full of myself, but it's not. I would say you're right. And you put words so eloquently. That was a beautifully written comment. My assumption about you, Benji, is that you are a strong-minded as well as strong-willed. When you come into a turbulent time in your life, no matter how much it hurts, you get yourself up and going towards a better and brighter path. You are strong and beautiful Black women. Thank you so much. I try to be. I'm a very optimistic person, and I really think that's something that I was blessed with because it has gotten me through a lot of things in life. I always think of the future and how much better things are going to be and how much different things are going to be. That has served me very well. So yes, I'm very strong-minded because I don't let a lot of things really affect me to the point of like a deep depression. I just kind of roll with the punches. I assume that you're very picky. You're one when ordering food. You always have a special order. Also, you assume that you do not want children. You're right. I'm picky. You're wrong. I do want children. My assumption is that you secretly suffer from low self-esteem and are trying the fake it till you make it strategy. Okay, so she has a lot of assumptions, so let's just start with that. I do not have low self-esteem. I have a lot of issues in my life and personally, but low self-esteem is not one of them. You might even say that I have too much self-esteem. I tend to go for things that people think that somebody who looks like me or whatever shouldn't necessarily feel bold enough to go for. So I definitely do not have low self-esteem. Now, do I suffer from the occasional like, oh, I don't feel pretty, I'm ugly, whatever? Yes. She said, also, I assume on your self-care Sunday cook with me video, which I absolutely love, but felt that you were super depressed in that video. So I've gotten a few comments from that video that were a little concerning to me, like, oh, you weren't smiling, or you look sad. I'm not like, I really hate it when people tell me to smile. I don't have to smile if I don't feel like it. In my self-care Sunday video, I gave you guys an authentic self-care Sunday. I wasn't going to be cheesing. I wasn't going to be doing things or whatever. I was just who I am. And my normal face is a resting bitch face. And I wasn't going to try to put on another face just because I was filming a video. So I did get a lot of comments in that video. Was like, well, it's your self-care Sunday. You should be more happy. I was ecstatic. That was me looking ecstatic. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's how I look when I'm completely at ease. And also you have to remember when I'm doing my self-care Sunday, I don't speak because I'm thinking. And I don't know about you guys, but when you're in deep thought, I don't know anybody who smiles when they're in deep thought. It doesn't mean that I'm angry. It just means that this is the space that I'm in. I am comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with how my face looks. And I thought this was a space where we could be comfortable. I didn't know I had to be smiling on camera for you guys to feel like I'm happy, because you can be perfectly happy and not have to smile. So I hate it, hate it, hate it. When people are like, smile. And I'm like, you smile, get out of my face. That's how I always feel. Like I get so irritated. People tell me to smile, especially when I'm in my own personal space, or I'm at home, or I'm just walking and a man tells me, you need to smile more. And I was like, you need to shut up more. How's that? So, but no, I wasn't depressed in that video. I was just giving you an authentic me. My assumptions are you are a manager at Sephora and love your job and get to try new makeup for free. You're correct. You like kids but don't want kids for yourself. You will be incorrect on that one. You and your husband are still good friends, but will be getting a divorce. Girl, we're still good friends, but we're still just separated. We haven't made a decision one way or another. You have a long time in a close friend group, no new friends. I have new friends, but it takes a lot to become a new friend of mine. My assumption, you want a house full of kids and they will all be spoiled, wearing designer clothes, best schools, etc. I don't want a house full of kids. That's too many kids. 1 or 2 maximum. I will not put my children in designer. They will have to wear Target. They will go to the best schools. No, I would just live in a good school district and my kids can go ahead and go to public school like the rest of us did. I'm not paying for no private school unless you're a genius. Oh, we saved the best for last. Let's just start one assumption at a time. I assume you have not been to Africa at all in a very long time. First of all, I haven't been to Africa in a long time, but I was born there, so at all is kind of ridiculous. So yes, I have been to Africa, but I haven't been there in a while because my family comes here and I have no friends there, so it's kind of pointless for me to go back all the time. It just doesn't make sense, you know? I assume you don't travel to very many places international. As a younger child, I travel a lot, so traveling is not like, you know how everybody now is like, oh my God, I want to travel. This whole traveling thing is a very American thing to say. People around the world have been traveling for a long time. Americans are just starting to get on the boat of travel. I travel a lot as a kid in my young adulthood life, so I don't feel the need to do a whole lot of over traveling right now because I have seen a lot of places. So I would travel where I want to go and not where I feel like I need to go. I have no desire to see certain things that most people want to see. If anything, I want to see more of Africa. I want to discover Africa. And I could care less about Europe or any other continent, to be exact. So that's why it doesn't really faze me. There's a couple of countries that I want to see, but it's basically because I like the beaches, but that's about it. So her next assumption was, I assume you don't embrace your African side as much as your American. Examples, going to African weddings, cooking African foods, wearing African attire. So first of all, I don't know why I have to go to African weddings. Africans love a wedding. There's literally a wedding here every single weekend in Houston. And the reason why I don't go to African weddings is because I don't know these people. And I don't really hang out in like the African community because it is very judgmental and it's kind of toxic, to be honest with you. I believe that every country, like the little tight-knit communities, once you become part of them, it becomes super toxic. There's a lot of gossip and it's just very judgmental. They want to judge every single part of your life. They want to tell you how to live, what to do. And ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do that don't pay my bills. I can't have people in my business that don't add anything to my life. So no, I don't hang out in all the African communities. So I don't get invited to African weddings. And even if I did, who wants to spend your whole weekend going to a wedding? Weddings are boring as F. And then I think she has another assumption. Oh yeah, cooking African food. I cook African food all the time. I married an African man. I cooked African food all the time. Wearing African attire. I don't know, girl. It costs a lot of money to get African clothes made. So no, I don't wear. I'd rather go to Forever 21 and get me a little nasty piece of dress and wear it out than to pay $100, $200 for an outfit that I'm probably only going to wear once. So yes, I don't wear a lot of African attire. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because of the cost to make it. So there you go. All right, guys. So that would reach the end of our assumption video. I am full. This fish really took me out. I'm about to go take a nap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you in my next one. Stay gorgeous.